Okay, welcome everybody to the stream. It is... come on. It is Friday, April 22nd, 2016, 3 p.m. in the afternoon here in Chicago. Lovely overcast sky outside. I'm going to go ahead and just post on... Twitter, let everyone know that we are now live. Do you mean, I think you mean like architectural. Subpotent foil 14. For 1978, Renti, welcome everybody. Okay, what? Oh, so first of all, we got I finally got my Twitch evaluation form back from GDC. Sorry, not Twitch. GDC level design workshop, and so after you give a talk at GDC, they'll have everyone. They scan everyone's badges when they go in, so they know like, okay, 278 people saw it, and and then the people that remember to, they fill out the response. So this is pretty good. I got 61% of the people said it was excellent. 37% said good. 2 people said it was poor. Who are you two? But overall, like, all the feedback was very good. I think if the not even negative, it just said like one was enjoy this talk, but was more just showing us parts of his game rather than overall technique that could be used in other examples. Nonetheless, interesting and neat to see how he solved problems specific to his situation. So the thing is, I actually don't think that it's hard to have like general one size fits all. Hey, okay, I'll just say sub. Hey, son of G-Dace. Welcome. So I don't think there are like one-size-fits-all solutions to game design, right? Like, if I watch the guys, so you watch Bethesda give talks about level design. They talk about using modular level design. Where they create these kits and then they then they use those kits to assemble things, and that's not something that would work for me. So. Right, it's like so in order, I think the best GDC talks, in my opinions, are the one where they say, like, this is the problem that I had. And it's going to be specific to my game, because unless you're doing, like, super generic first-person shooter, all of the problems you're going to face are going to be specific to your games. Or a lot of them are. The interesting ones are. And I think all you can do is talk about your thinking in them, like what you were thinking as you sort of approach this problem, and people can sort of take from that what they will. So, but yes, and I said it's not like I'm not going to, this isn't supposed to be a guide to working with impossible geometry and doing level design and that, because, I only have 30 minutes and I think that's a very broad topic, but there were some really positive feedback. Like this one guy said this was one of the best talks at GDC. And he's filming this after GDC's done, and includes main conference talks too. So, anyway, this is really cool. I thought if you're interested in giving a GDC talk in the future, perhaps this might be helpful for you guys to kind of see. Like, it seemed like a lot of people really liked the visual side of it. One thing that I think worked really well was that I had like 200 something slides. And instead of just having kind of all the bullet points on the slide, it was more, I was sort of using it as I would in the stream, where it's like, okay, I've got this here and then this here, and the reason why we do this and that, like, it sort of, there were a ton of slides because I was sort of circling one thing, drawing an arrow to another, and I think that kind of stuff people really enjoy. It was like 200 something slides. I think I have it. It's actually up on the GDC Vault. you can see the slides here. This is the PDF version. So this doesn't include some of the GIFs, but you can see. Anyway, it's taking a while to load. Yeah, okay. Well, 191 slides. So anyway, let's get started with level design. I mean, like some of them I'll go through like 10 slides in one sentence. Alright. Let's do this. So, you know, yesterday we optimized this scene, we worked on the geometry. Talked about how we can, just the way we're organizing it, we can make it better. But, well, today we're going to kind of continue working through this. I want to start making sure that, so, you know, I gotta submit this build, PS4 build to Sony on the 25th. So that is Monday. So I'm just gonna kind of connect up the level and make sure it runs well. Later tonight I'm gonna do a few tests on the PS4 dev kit. And then I think what I'm going to do starting tomorrow is to start looking at the code. So next week, just after this, after I get this build out the door, I'm going to start looking at, start diving through the code, making sure I understand everything now. You know, I had also a very interesting experience where... Let's see. Yeah, and I'm you know, finally starting to respond to everyone's emails. So there are, if you've applied for the position of programmer, I will get back to you guys soon. Hey, Garrett Polk, what is up? I did not designate that nickname. So, Garrett has been championing that. So okay, we've got so this is World 015, and that's gonna be the door that you come out of. So World 041. Hello, JFrap12. What is up? How's it going? Hello, Garlando Bloom. Yeah, was it that the thing with the shaders? Was that in Unity, or All right, let's connect up these portals. Okay, let's remove this scene. We're gonna load in World 041 and figure out the... Oh man, doing your own engine. How long have you been working on your own engine for, JFrap12? Interesting. Perhaps 2 to 3 weeks. I can barely get geometry rendering working. Oh man. Okay, so let's see here. We've got this is we're looking at the portal to World 15, and we've changed it to be. All right, so here's the problem, right? So we've got, we got world 1, you come out through, this is the stepwell world, this is the hallway, we come up to the stepwell world, this is the hallway, we come into this hub. Now, the way this hub is designed is we've got this, hey, not yet, but I will. I always close Skype when I'm streaming, because otherwise I get a lot of notifications. But yeah, I did see that. I will grab it after the stream. It's Garlando Bloom's new game. Hello, Jet User. What is up? Oh, I remember. So yeah, there was kind of this conversation got started about women programmers, and it's actually I got a kind of I received about like 50 applications in 3 days, and it was all men, and I was more so I just kind of posted on Twitter. I was like, hey, I see all this talk about how companies can be diverse, but they're not even getting applications from women programmers, and I was just like, what's happening, and a lot of people kind of brought up some really good points, and actually just like posting that, I got a few applications from women. Yeah, it definitely seems like it's much more of a systematic issue, but there's also, unfortunately there is a lot of issues that yeah, hey, thank you. Yeah, it's like you really do have to make an effort to reach out. I think there's some social challenges there, and also, yeah. So unfortunately, I'm not in like a good spot, in the sense that like I'm not a big studio, so I don't have, I can't afford things like paid maternal leave. But those are issues that I think that I just never would have thought of, because that's like not something it's not something I think about when I'm applying for jobs, but that is not true. D. Lasky did leave. Yeah. So anyway, back to this level. The way this one is designed, Akshardam. This is built based on this temple in New Delhi. I think I've talked about it. So this is this is cool. So this is this building. It's based on this design. I guess it's like this Hindu temple complex. I wish I had water in the game, like bodies of water, not just streams. But this is this website is fantastic, by the way, Air Pano, but it's got a bunch of panorama images, and I want to kind of show you guys the inspiration for this level. Okay, yes. The worst part of this is that they have this like really cheesy background music that they play. Yes, I know. Actually, this is a much better image, but you can see that the way this designed. Well, we just don't have like large. Oh, hey, Lena's Teapot. What's up? You've been here. This place looks amazing. So, you can talk. You can see that there's this in the surrounding, right? So you can see we've got this piece in the center. So I can talk about the way that this is done. So you got this like complex in the center, and with this pattern, and you can see sort of how I've gotten that here, right? And then you have in this piece there's sort of that this main walkway going out, and I simply what I've done is I've made it the same in all directions, and then we've connected. Oh, not allowed to take pictures inside. Okay, and then right, you kind of got this boardwalk. I don't know if you know this sort of thing on the. Where's a good picture? It's not the best. Hey, Fook33. So I can't have large bodies of water because what happens if people fall inside? Do I allow, like, water freezes, right, when you change gravity. So what happens if you fall inside a body of water and you rotate, you change gravity? Then are you supposed to freeze inside that water? Right, so I love sort of these columns, and that's sort of where I got the inspiration for this area on the outside here, right? And then kind of these little pieces with the islands. That was gotten from, you know, the idea was to try to copy sort of these areas that are sticking out. All right, so the way this is designed, oh yeah, definitely. So this is a hub world, right? All right. So what is tricky about this level is that, right? It's sort of radial symmetrical. It's basically symmetrical on 4 sides. Now, what is the best way to enter this level? So I think, like, for example, I think this is a really good spot, but that means that, so you can see the, hey, JFrap, a bit like an acid trip, yeah. So you can see that we have, like, the one way this hub would work is having 4 portals. It's a hub world in that you can come in here and go to multiple different areas, right? So you can see that the connections here, it's a single connection, right? Like, you go from here to here to here to here, and then you come to hub world, and then all of a sudden you can go out into a bunch of different areas. So, like, a really natural way is to have this sort of centered here that you'd walk out of. But we need to make sure that the hallway is connected. Hey, Folk33, we are about... So I've been working on the game for about 3.5 years now. So we're like knee deep. I think we've got less than 12 months left. You know, we're sort of on that final stretch, but there's definitely a lot of work left to do still. Elbow deep. Let's see here. Let's get this. So, Okay, so this is tricky because now this portal is coming out. This portal is facing this orientation, and I need it to... Oh, God. We're going to have to turn everything around. Ah, come on. Oh, dear. What time do I start working each day? Usually around 10 a.m. And then I just kind of work. Things I've been working pretty late. Do I even want... You know what? We're going to walk around in this scene first and find out... The game will unfortunately not be for free because I have spent 3.5 years working on it, and it will probably be 4 years. So I needed to recoup the expenses and support myself and eat. But what do you think? How much do you think you will pay for this game? I am curious. Let's walk around here. Let's see what would be a good spot to come out then. So it's like, where would I put the other portals is the question. $30 minimum. Oh, I don't know. 30 is pretty high. I'm gonna see how Steven's sausage roll does. I thought that was 30 was an interesting choice for Steven's. Thank you, Jacket A. Well, you can check Steam Spy. I don't know if that number is totally accurate now because is that the funniest word? I don't think that number is totally accurate though, because I think it just came out, and I think it takes a while. I would wait at least a month and to see that number settle. Yeah, Steam size is not accurate. Yes. Hey, Simatist, what is up? Okay, so let's talk about this level. Let's the witness. Do you guys know my friend? Do you guys know Rob Lach? Lach. He made that game. Pop Methodology 1, and he did. He was so funny. He made the price. He was gonna set the price to be whatever the highest Steam allowed, right? And I think that might have been like $999.99, and just have it be on like a 99% sale all the time. But as soon as he did that, I think his contact at Valve called him and was like, "Hello, what are you doing?" Okay, so let me talk about the design of this, right? So we've got Actually, you know what? I'm gonna mute the audio. I don't like it right now. So right. So we've got. Okay, actually, let's fly around. Looking towards the platform is cool. All right. So we've got this little thing off on the side. We've got the water coming in, and so we have these 4 columns, and I think a really natural way is to put the portals on the columns, right? So I think, as Garlando Bloom is saying, is to have the orientation be, I guess, this way, looking towards the column. So this means a few things. That this means, like, I would need to set up the steps such that you can come out. So here's what's gonna happen, right? Is that you will come out. Oh, well, maybe I'll do, you know what, let me do a bit of audio so people can kind of get a sense of that. Please keep in mind it is all work in progress audio, so it's not, none of it is final, right? All right, I'll just make sure to speak louder. Yeah, it's actually way more open world than Antechamber, right? I mean, so much of it is outside and you can go anywhere. Like, a lot of Antechamber spaces are enclosed. Okay, so yeah, so I think that's a good spot. No, wait, this is where I am. Okay, now. Well, so that's the thing. We don't know where to start in this one because it's symmetrical. So I'm thinking like you would come out of them. So we know you want. I know I want you to come out of the purple direction. But do I also don't have to choose. Like, you can see that the baseline here is blue, and I don't actually have to do that. Right. So right now your portal comes out of here. So you like walk out here. And I'm trying to decide if this is I'm trying to decide if this is a good view. Okay, and the other thing, the other problem I'm having, yeah, so there's a number of different sounds, and it depends on which color you're changing to. See, blue, it's different versus So, yeah, that's the thing, is like, how do you know which one you came out of? And I don't know, right? So if you look at the design of this, of the portal, like, you can see one. Okay. Right, the other thing is, like, we don't necessarily need... So you can see this is like a blue-centric, right? Like, the base of it is blue, which isn't necessary either. Some sort of symbolism. Well, so the thing is, the portal... No, I mean, Praetorian, the portal does have to do with where to start, right? Like, where we put the portal is where you're going to come into the room and see it. See the world. So, and actually, yeah, Praetor, what was it? Folk, it is, yeah, it's sort of like where Antechamber ends, this picks up. Hello, Major Idea, welcome. Okay. Do I have a degree in computer? I have a degree in physics. How so? And so that wire runs back into the portal you came from. Same thing as the first level. Worked well there. Ah, okay. Right. Okay, so now let me show you guys the problem that I'm having in terms of the design. And this is why this game can be such a nightmare. Right. Yeah. So I like the lasers. The lasers lighting up where to go next. I don't know if I want to keep doing the laser though. I feel like it might be too. Okay, if I start doing the lasers, sure, I'm gonna have to keep doing them. Too, like. Alright, okay, so let me show you guys now the tricky thing, right? Okay, so we've got this portal here. So this is the portal that walks into, this is the level, the hub level is World 041. The numbering doesn't really make sense, so don't worry too much about it. So you can see this hallway, we've got it. So this hallway is set up like this because the portal that connects to World 015, the level before this, is oriented this way. So this portal only has one direction it can be. So if this has to come out, then this portal's got to be that way. But then the thing is, there's no way, the only way we can have this is if we tilted it in this entire world to be facing yellow direction. Okay, having something recurring grounds the player, so that's probably good. All right, Zeus Monolith, thank you for stopping by. Yeah, keep us posted with your with the updates of your game, and all the best with that. And I'll see you next week. Right, so I'd have to change all of this. There are no surfaces that you can't walk on. AOFX360, hello. There are no surfaces you can walk on, and that's sort of a design principle, because Portal 2 had like surfaces you can't put portals on, and then very quickly it started to feel like the surfaces that you can put portals on, there was only like one of them, and you're like, well, I guess I'll just shoot a portal there. And I think that took a lot of stuff away. Is that the Opera browser on my taskbar? That is. I actually got that idea from Ryan Clark. He uses it because then he only uses it when he's streaming. And what he said, these are his words, which is then, you know, sometimes he's working on games with spoilers and he doesn't want to type stuff in the address bar that people can accidentally see. So he uses Opera, and I downloaded it, except I didn't really like it. Mostly because it overwrote, like Opera made it my default, it became my default browser when I click on links and stuff, and I found that really annoying. Yeah, I mean, it was fun, but you're just like, it takes away a lot of the puzzle solving for you, right? So if I have surfaces that you can't walk on, you're just like, well, there's only this surface that I walk on, so I guess I gotta take that path. Right, so the other option, of course, is to take this level and rotate it. Yeah, why not Firefox? I do have Firefox as well. I just, you know, at the end of the day, I didn't really care too much. Unlike Ryan, I am not visiting inappropriate websites. No, Ryan is great. He's actually streaming right now, but don't go there. So, okay. Right, so the other option is to just turn this completely over and make it a yellow website, which I think I might do. Ah. Do I plan closer to the end to playtest? I do actually. I do playtest. I mean, I'll be playtesting at Indicate East, right? That's like I want to get this build ready so people can see the game. Yeah, I do playtest pretty regularly. I don't have like an open public beta because I don't want. Well, you know, it's just a puzzle game, so it's gonna spoil it for people. Yes. Hey, S. Jordstein. What is up? Okay, well, I think Unity is freezing when we click on world root. So let me wait a few minutes and see if that unfreezes. But yeah, this is so annoying. There's just too many things here. Alright, you know what? Actually, I'm going to... What version experience? This is Unity 5. Alright, sub, I will see you... Well, I won't be streaming tomorrow, but have a good weekend. I'll see you on Monday. Alright, you know what? Let's Control-Alt-Delete. Let's see. I don't know if this happens necessarily with large projects. It happens with mine all the time. How much development? A second, boy? Less than a year, hopefully. Yeah, the game's been in development for 3.5 years. So, you know, did have a recent hiccup. The programmer I was working with left the project, so I'm looking for a new one. But you know, it also means like I have to kind of dive in and look at the code. So that'll set us back a bit. Is it a bug though? I feel like it's just maybe not meant to handle that much. But yeah, it's really painful. Oh man, with just a dozen objects. Okay, no wonder it's like I'm killing Unity every time. Please don't crash. Please don't fucking crash, man. I mean, there's just a lot of ghost objects, and it's it's easily over 1,000. Hey, DJ Coster, what is up? Man, come on. We're just struggling with Unity. But this just takes away so much energy for me when I'm working. It could be an editor tool too. How, Garrett, how am I supposed to figure out what editor tool it's causing it to slow down? I wonder if it's my hierarchy painter. Yeah, I guess it's is it epic? Then I guess yes. Oh, come on, man. I think it might be the problem. But this is just not unbelievable. No, it wouldn't have anything to do with streaming. This is not. At least it shouldn't. If it was because of streaming, I would be very, very weird. You know what I might do is I might you know what I might disable the rendering. You said Garlando Bloom said yeah, so not doing the shader is helpful, but not still it's still annoying. But what I want to do is okay, so here's the thing that I'm not crazy about, which is that I feel like this has to be blue. Okay. Okay, so... Oh, is Rust being made in Unity? Interesting. Like, I wonder if this... So this is a script David wrote that... Okay, here's why. So we're talking about this, right? And you can see that this level is sort of set up such that it's... This is one of those levels that I would say... So each level sort of has... not every level, but some levels have a primary direction. And primary direction where it sort of looks best in one orientation, and I would say that in this case it is blue. And I think, and the reason why I want it to stay blue. So one could argue, like, I can just change the orientation. Why does it matter what color it is? The primary orientation, it doesn't really matter, since all that matters is its relationship to other gravities. But this is also where players first learn to work with water. And I think your first introduction to water should be blue, because that's sort of what we naturally associate with water. And let's jump in, and I'll show you guys what I mean. I have different colored water. I have yellow water, I have orange water, I have red water, I have green water, I have purple water. But I think your first intro to water should be blue, because that feels like the easiest for a player to make the connection that it is water. So what this means is that instead we need to go and change the orientation of the steps. The stepwell lever. So yeah, we do have other colored water, but I think your first introduction to the water should be blue. So like every level is oriented in a particular way for a reason, right? Like this level, we need to stick with blue as the orientation because we're going to introduce water, and the first time players get water, they should be blue. And because this is oriented this way, everything else needs to get like adjusted around. So there's, oh god, it's such a, oh my god, right? Yeah, there's the water. There is yes, rest in peace, Prince. So yeah, see, this is, I think, you know, it's stylized water, but I think your first time you should see water as blue. I mean, I can arbitrarily change it, but if I change it, I'd have to change the other levels, right? Like all the portals have to be oriented to be opposite direction. So the way this level is oriented affects the way the previous level was oriented, which affects the way the previous level was oriented, and so on and so forth. So it's the entire game is a puzzle. So you can't sort of make changes without. Yeah, I don't even know how rain would work. So. So we're going to have you come out of here. We're going to have the portal from World 015 come out here. No, I don't want that. I don't think you'd have to bend it, and I don't think it looks well. Major idea. That is because the water is still a work in progress. We are still testing out the mechanics and the programming. That's all. We just kind of threw something on. You know, the thing with game development is it basically looks like a giant mess until it's out, until like a month before it comes out. So yeah, everything is a work in progress. Okay, so you see, so that means that we want this. This is the door. This is the portal, right? So that means that this hallway needs to get oriented, and we're gonna go ahead and make. Are you talking about the water? No, there is a. The thing is, it does need to be. The portals do need to be consistent because you do start using it later. I might. It is just because it's getting pretty hard to kind of maintain this consistency, but right. So you see, this is the portal. You would walk out of here and out of that one. Right. So that's key. No, we would still have dependencies regardless of what happens to the portal because the player has to carry stuff through it. You need to run the that's the thing. You need to run the water through, but you also can't bring boxes through if you had to change. Alright guys, I'm gonna get some coffee. I will be right back. Yes. So portals stand on the same gravity on both sides always. The only way we can change is we had the portal like turn, like kind of I think that was Garlando Bloom's suggestion from Doctor Strange. There are no puzzle spoilers. Yeah, there's a little bit of spoilerage, but not much. I don't ever show the puzzles themselves. That's the tricky thing. So you walk into here. By the way, if you are enjoying the stream, you should definitely follow the channel. Alright, so this is the portal to go into World 014. No, that's the wrong direction. Okay, never mind. This, put these back in here. Wireframe. Oh, Garlando Bloom, how are you finding Steven's sausage roll, by the way? Let's make this back to shaded. Coffee. Oh, hey, Mokispo, what is up? Yeah, anyway, I just asked how you were, Garlando Bloom, I just asked how you were enjoying Steven's sausage roll, if you were playing it. I saw Jonathan Blow's talk at PAX this morning. They were streaming it, and he just kept going on about, he talked about Stern C. Pilgrim, like, difficulty, and how, it was kind of an interesting talk, because he talked about how, when it's Twitch-based difficulty, people don't feel bad. They're just like, it's not my kind of game. But if it's something like, where the difficulty is exploration, then that they take it on a much more personal level, right? Where it's like, God damn it, lol. John is like your spooky clone or something? How so? Oh, well, John's been reading your mind. It only seems kind of impossible, not super impossible. Interesting. I'm just wondering if playing Steven's Sausage Roll is going to feel like work. And the thing is, I'm so exhausted now after working all day that I'm not sure I want to work more. Oh, 38 sausages. Okay, that seems quite a bit. so both of these are orange. So, because this is orange. Okay, no, this has to get rotated this way. Yeah, I don't know if I talked with you about it last weekend, but yeah, it's a weird thing that people take intellectual challenges on a different level. They like physical or reflex ones, partly because I think there's a common conception that you can't get smart. I think also John talks about how it's like because school trained us to hate IQ tests, and these puzzle games remind people of IQ tests. Like it's not. Yeah. People think of it as a test. Hey, Red Hades Montreal, what is up? Oh, sorry, I think that's a private message. Oh, it just said hello, but yes. Sorry, I didn't mean to call you out. Oh, people have been saying better than Witness. Hey, Red Garlic, what is up? John loves Sokoban games, so I'm not surprised. Yeah, he really likes all of the Alan Hazelden games. Let's see here. Okay, let's make this active. I just don't like the undo and restart things. To me, they're not very elegant. You love undo? What the fuck? Oh. Okay, so now we need to update world 001. I'm upset every time. Every time my game doesn't have undo. Well, we were talking about Steven's sausage roll, which is I guess is a Sokoban. And you know, part of that, like Alan Hazelden makes a lot of Sokoban games. Like Corrit is sort of similar. Right, and that's a game I think it does interesting stuff with the meta structure, but I'm not totally into the actual puzzle itself. And you know what's actually interesting is Stephen Lavelle, who made Steven's Sausage Roll, said he thinks the Talus Principle has the best puzzle game ending. What do you think of that? Let's not go into details, just in case people here haven't played. I don't want to spoil it, but I thought that was interesting. final puzzles are a good combination of the mechanics in the game. I'm not sure. He said like best puzzle, best end game, best puzzle end game, Talisman Tool, best middle part of puzzle game, Crypt, and best intro. And I think he had quite a number. I was surprised that there weren't that many people that said Antechamber, because I thought Antechamber had a really good intro. Okay. So let's generate the Hey, Red Hades, Montreal, MTL. I'm guessing the MTL is Montreal. I don't know why I jumped to that conclusion, but welcome. I'm glad you figured out where the chat is. What we can do, because it reinforces it as a pure puzzle game. There's no execution requirement. Any mispress can be instantly fixed. True. But doesn't that kind of remove the, like, planning aspect of it? Yeah, if I press the wrong button and have to restart the puzzle, I'm very upset. Oh, I see. The chat was hit. I know you had it collapse. Okay, so like with Portal, some of them you're like, okay, you know what? I'm going to do this first. I'm going to do that. And I'm going to do that, and then you execute it. And I think there's something to that, having to read the situation first. Excessive forward planning is the worst thing, and I think you know what, let's go ahead and let's go back to World 001 and we'll go ahead and get started. Oh fuck, then oh no, but first I need to... God damn it. This is where workflow optimization starts to become an issue. I need to go back and hold on. First I go back and generate a saved version of Notepad++ is very good. So first I gotta... Oh my god, this is fucking killing me. We're gonna have to write some tools to fucking solve this, because this is a fucking nightmare. Hey, Lidsell, how's it going? It's just... No, there's like... we are setting up portals to connect different levels together, and changing things in one involve changing a whole bunch of stuff and then tweaking and then going back and forth, and there's sort of a number of things you need to do to prep the world, and every time you change orientation you gotta redo the world wrapping, and then you gotta recreate an optimized version, and then you gotta make sure the portals are connected properly. It's just like there's just so much work. Hey, welcome, Meta Extraco. And by the way, Lidcell, welcome. I think just saw you come into the chat. Yeah, you know, and by the way, if any of you are I sound really frustrated. I sound frustrated all the time. I mean, no, it's not. It's I'm not. I've got a Zen. I really do have a Zen attitude most of the time, but I think for those who've watched me stream, frustration is just the nature of game. Like, there's this other guy that streams painting, and Aaron Easley, and I was watching his stream earlier in the creative channel, and he's definitely like super chill. And I think if I were painting, I would be a lot chiller too. But you know, it's not like his paintbrush will crash on him, or the paper will like crumple, or freeze. Right? Like, I click on this, and you know, Unity is frozen. So in solving this, I came to the conclusion that this possibility space inherently has some other interesting property I yet to discover. Then that's rewarding, interesting work. Oh, that's such a niche reward, though. And in game dev, there isn't. Yeah, but I mean, a painting is also a much smaller. Technologically is not anywhere near as complex as a game. Right? I mean, the possibility space within a game is much bigger. It's only my computer constantly freezes on me when I'm doing art, so I feel the frustration. Yes. I don't think anybody inherently sets out to write crappy software, right? I think it's just sort of the development cycle of software. They're just massive undertakings. Am I planning on having music in Manifold Garden? Of course, yes. I disagree 100%. Minimum viable product is evidence to that. What is that? Hey, hey, important little games. Welcome. Rob Lockhart is in the chat. Rob is working on Codemancer. We were actually just talking about coding and how there was just a lot of terrible software. Having more in terms of what's VSTs? Can somebody please tell me what VST is? I have no idea what's happening. All right, let's keep the DAWs require 50 dongles to even start up. Oh, Reaper FM. Oh, music making software. Ah, virtual instruments. Okay. Man, people are getting really riled up because of music making software. All right, let's keep it chill. Let's keep it chill, guys. I might we will let's tone it down. Everybody take a deep breath. And you see, Unity is frozen, and I'm very calm. Okay, there we go. So just wanted to make sure so that's lined up correctly. Garrett loves Reaper. Awesome. Hey, you are in Hyde Park right now. Very cool. I would invite you over, except I am in the middle of streaming. Basically, in sequencing software, you just use a third-party plugin that uses fourth-party plugins. Oh, man. Okay. All right, I think that's we've got the row wrapping for that worked out. Let's double check that the hallway world 001 to world 015 is, let's check their, okay, that row wrapping for that is good. Hallway world 015, world 041, let's double check the, okay, so see, this is going to cause problems later. They should just all be, yeah. Yeah, I do, and I think Flint still is right. Like, you want to keep pushing yourself, but I just think it's just code is just really hard to maintain. But maybe we should not talk about coding. I think we're all. I think people have some very strong opinions, and it's certainly very rage-inducing. All right. We will hang out and talk. All right, maximize. Coding is a dogmatic subject. Yeah, let's talk about level design. Hey, Paper Bull. What is Pepper Bull? Hey, Jet User. Everyone is yeah. We're not going to talk about programming paradigms in here anymore. We're going to focus on we're gonna focus on should levels in games always go from easy to hard? I don't think Star Seed Pilgrim does that. So Snakebird doesn't do that, and I think a lot of people get very angry. Well, no, a lot of people had a lot of fun with Snakebird. It seems like. Why am I not at Amaze Berlin? I didn't submit my game to Amaze, and I'm going to be at Indicate East instead. But that is an excellent question. I would like to go to Amaze one day. I've heard that it's very, very cool. Oh no, I think that, but like Flint Steele's question, right? I feel like Snakebird is the one game I played, which I don't even know if it's well designed because it just did not have a difficulty curve. Okay, well, the alright, we fucked up the but this looks actually really cool. This is not how I wanted it to look like. So we obviously got the offset screwed up, but it almost looks kind of cool this way. Snakebird has that one easy level, then 2 or 3 medium levels, and then just throws hard ones forever. I think that's still a curve, right? So it doesn't, but it doesn't quite follow the. I always just think of Portal as like Valve games as the extreme of player-friendly design curve, where, and I think was it someone in the chat talking about it where there was like one guy. Oh no, it was, I think it was on some forum, some Reddit thread. And they were... Oh, right. It was about Japanese game designers. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? It's like Japanese game designers. They had a... Oh, this one. Which I thought was really funny. I think these are real, right? We brought in some kids to focus us and asked them, what do you think of these characters? They all said, his head's too big, Sylvia's annoying, I just want to kill her. They were just trashing us, who got pissed and said, I'm not changing anything. And it's like, I would tell the programmer what I wanted, and, you know, they wouldn't do it how I wanted. They would change it slightly to what they thought was best. So he developed his own scripting engine, and decide to have complete control. At first it was easier, but then the tester said, this is too difficult, and I made it even more difficult. Whereas Valve is like, oh my god, this person is stuck for more than 10 minutes, let's remove it. The 3-act structure, easy second act break in the middle. Yeah, Portal does that. I mean, like, the Valve games are pretty much textbook examples of that. But then it gets frustrating because it becomes too easy to read. I play NBA 2K, which I think is the best RPG that no game critics ever talk about. So, if I've played Skyrim, I played The Sims. I don't know if those count as RPGs. They are certainly, they're kind of role playing. That's intentional. Each area smoothly gets harder so far, but within the first area, there's no set order to play levels in. Well, I mean, there's my career mode in NBA 2K, right? Like, you create your own character, and you can level up, and there's a story that unfolds. I think there are definitely RPG elements. The things I have no idea where. Yeah, one problem I have is I have actually no idea what any of these numbers mean. Like, x-axis offset, xy, y-axis offset, x. Like, I have no idea. So all I do is I just play around until I get the thing that I'm looking for, which is not the best way to do it. I think David was supposed to explain it to me, and then I never asked him. But there we go. Just wish the PC port wasn't so bad. Hey, Jet User, what are you talking about with the... so you're talking about Steven's sausage roll and that there are... Okay, I haven't played that game, so it sounds like... The Simokismo is saying that SSR has a bit of an awkward curve at the start. Each area smoothly gets harder, but the first area has no set order to play levels in. Is that because all the mechanics are not dependent on one another? Oh, okay, so at the start you're a bit overwhelmed. I actually don't know why each axis, like, I think it made sense when David implemented it. And he explained it to me once, and it made sense when he explained it to me, but I can never remember. You saw the all Infinity Engine game, so that's where my level puzzles I'm pondering is. I'm trying to think of any. So actually, the reason why I think NBA 2K actually has right. So I play on my career mode, so I just play one character instead of the whole team. But what's actually really cool is you do get emotionally. You have like emotional response to other players through the game play, like. If there's one guy is always missing threes and he's missing them, sort of, you know, in like these critical moments, you start to become very angry. Or if he gets the one, and then, you know, maybe he gets one in finally, and you're like, you know, I think it's quite interesting how gameplay becomes very emotionally driven. Why is that portal not loading? Oh, right, because... Ah, yes, so this portal got moved, and it should be, Alright, let's try this again. Although, Lidzel, why do you have, why, if I'm trying to think of anyone, all the puzzles I can think of are in Skyrim are pretty simple. They just, right, you just gotta match the thing, like, I don't know, I never really liked the puzzles in Skyrim, because they all felt kind of forced, and it's like before I can go through the door, I somehow, for some reason, I just gotta, you know, turn this knob 3-4 times. There's never a core mechanic, so I end up just kind of brute forcing my way through it. But they always end up feeling like obstacles. Do I actually fall forever, or do you get teleported? You do fall... You can fall forever. In the sense that... It depends on whether you're asking a question about the gameplay or what happens behind the scenes. Smokelore, welcome. I like to think how to make multiplayer games emotionally driven in a positive way, and what ways competitive games often fail to do that and end up harboring toxic communities. Yeah, that's kind of the I didn't really get into Rocket League, but some people were saying that I think they have that like quick chat where you can just say nice goal, and then, but even then people turn that around to be a toxic thing where they're like where they yeah, it all depends on the context it's used in. So outside of Journey, I suppose League of Legends did something. But I thought they had some changes to the way they. Yeah, it's the really sarcastic, the D-pad callouts, right? You accidentally score on your own goal, and then people are like, nice goal, nice goal, nice goal, or something. Yeah, okay, I like this. Toxicity is the best feature of Rocket League? Why is that, son of G-Days? How does the coordinates on the player actually matter, though? You move the player or move the level down? What a save. Nice shot. What a save. We're on a small 2D game that is cooperative, competitive multiplayer. Players can help each other survive. Just collect a goal, but each player also has its own personal goal, so you can have MVPs and such. Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons I don't play multiplayer games. I think I don't know, I'm not really sure I want my experience there to be dependent on what's going on with other people. By the way, so I'm going to wrap up the stream now, but we should we should do a raid if anybody is into that. We're gonna I'm gonna go play through World 1, walk through all the areas. Flint Steel 7, what is this game that you are working on? What happened to the player coordinates to my game? The player does get teleported, yeah. There is a that's why we have the world wrap component, that green box that's showing you the space in which the player wraps around. Yeah, by the way, let's you know, we gotta try. Ryan Clark is still streaming, so let's raid Ryan in just a bit. But yeah, let's keep the vibe here chill. Let's not get too angry about programming paradigms or anything, because you know we're making video games, which at the end of the day, if you are getting frustrated about making video games, maybe you're doing something wrong. So it's hard. There's a lot of work. It can be frustrating dealing with the engine and it crashing, but you know, it's a video game. Cool. So let's go back to I don't want to load. Let's go back to World 001. We're gonna walk through that, connect up to a bunch of worlds. I'm gonna output it to PS4 and test that. Oh, nice. This is my first game. Be careful with it. Be careful with scoping. It could get really, really big. Alright, we are going to tell Ryan. Yeah, Ryan is a great guy. Ryan made Crypt of the Necrodancer. Yeah, I try to keep it very small. I failed. But yeah, guys, let's let us be chill. All right, we are going to play through this game. Hey, what's today? I think I might, you know, I've been using the show us, give us our cookies and no one gets hurt. Can anybody think of a better one? I stole that from someone I saw. I was in another stream and they did a raid and I thought that was pretty funny. It'd be funny to do one specifically for Ryan. Something about Crypt of the Necrodancer, their shopkeeper. Whoa, why is the frame rate awful? Oh, hey. It's cookies all the way down. That is much better. I think we should have like bunch of nom noms. 5 of them. Crawl to the beat or you're gonna be meat. Infinite cookies. Which one? Should we do crawl to the beat or you're gonna be meat? Or I like it's cookies all the way down. I'm gonna... Okay. Let's... No clip out of this. By the way, follow Important Little Games. Follow Garrett Polk. They're both devs at Stream. And are really cool guys. Alright, we're gonna do cookies. Alright, so this is... So you come out of this... Right, the whole idea with this section, for those of you that are watching, the idea is that we come down here. After solving a bunch of pieces in this level. Oh. Okay. Boom. Right, you come down, see this crazy tunnel, and you walk through it. I might make this a little bit longer. Wow, that's what the... okay, there's a bug here. Okay, let me just wrap this up. We're gonna try to fix this. Oh, I gave you moderator access. How it doesn't show from the outside. Yeah, but I think I messed up. Yeah, it got moved over. Oh, right, so that's... How do I program the portals? Is it two different models? The change on angle, is it 4D? It's not. We have like a render texture that's showing, and then there are different scenes that are loaded in, and we kind of teleport the player as they go from one to another. There's sort of a bunch of tricks that we pull to kind of make everything seamless. No, the colors are there so that I can see when two pieces are adjacent. The colors themselves are not so much important. It's just that it allows me to see when, like, okay, now I can see right away that these are three separate pieces and stuff like that. There's a texture for the grid pattern, but most of it is actually the vertex color. So. So you can see all the levels are getting loaded here, and you can see the hallways. So the hallway, you'll see like World 001 and then World 015, and the hallways are the connections between them. Okay, here we go. So you can see these are the hallways. Those are actually what the zebra things are. So let's kind of come up here. Is the game built up so that there are no loading screens? Yes, basically between levels, everything is loaded up front so that during the game there is no loading screens. There's no level select. You jump down here. Boom. Right. Oh. Interesting. A portal. At this point, the player's mind is already broken, and then they walk through this. I feel like I can have this hallway be a lot longer. Yeah, I think that hallway can be a little bit longer, and then they're like, holy cow! This game is the best. Typical player response. I don't use a voxel editor. I don't. Yeah. You know, I've thought about it. Yeah. It's a little bit more complex than that. You can see there is a bit of a skip when you're going through a portal. Load. That portal. Boom, and then you can come out here, and so. Yeah, I think those portals can actually be a little bit longer. But anyway, we are going to. So that's it for today. Thank you guys for all coming by. Let me know, by the way, if there are other things you guys want to see in the stream. I'm going to be doing more programming next week. But, you know, right now, just because I'm trying to get this build ready for Sony, there's a lot of kind of nitty-gritty level design. Sort of. That is sort of what happens. Just so we actually do a distance base right now. But yes, and thanks for everyone for stopping by. Remember, we gotta maintain good vibes in the chat. So let's try not to get angry. I know programming, as Little Important Games said, it's a dogmatic subject matter, and certainly dealing with crashes can be frustrating. But you know, let's keep this an inviting community that everyone can kind of come in and relax and hang out and have fun, because we are, at the end of the day, making video games, which not necessarily a game shouldn't put fun as its focus. I believe engaging, interesting can be more important, but we gotta keep. I'm on the programming jumbotron. You mean, am I on the creative jumbotron? Oh, that's cool. I'm not even. Today we didn't even get to do any programming, but however, so now we have my friend Ryan Clark is playing Stardew Valley. He's a super cool guy. Ryan Clark is the creator of Crypt of the Necrodancer, and what he does every Friday is he'll play a game and talk about it on kind of do like an analysis of it, and I think he has a very interesting way of approaching indie game development. So we are going to do a raid on him, and we're going to say it's cookies all the way down. So you can just copy this line, and we'll say we're from the game. And yeah, and I'm gonna head out now. But yeah, thank you all. I will have a great Friday. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you guys next week. I stream, you know, every during the week, 3 p.m. Central Time, and it's 2000 hour UTC. And what else? Yeah, let's keep the good vibes. We'll bring the good vibes over to Ryan's stream. So. All right, have a good rest of the day, guys.